Okay, so to formally start things, I guess, we have a. Do you have a specific title? Because you are one of the only, if not the only, med school vlogger that I know of. You are one of the. You have like 11,000 subscribers on YouTube. Um,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would see those videos before, and at first I was like, "Oh, this is cool." I thought it was like a hobby thing, but then it's pretty big, dude. Like it's a
It took off, eh. After one video,
yeah,
I
it
got
did.
surprised. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Mr. Gio Ilagan, welcome to the show. Thank you for your time.
What's up? What's up? Thank you.
I just want to ask, like, let's just jump into it, man. Like this whole vlogging of the med student life. Where did you get the idea, and then why did you start it?
Ganito kasi yan, like, well, ever since before I started med school, I've always been into documenting life.
Uh-huh.
So this didn't start in med school. Uh, like for me, vlogging started way early in life when I was given my first camera, ganun.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Then I got my first iPod Touch back in high school, and with that, I could just take so many pictures na as compared to like the old
Yeah.
Nokia phones that we had, diba?
Yeah.
Because like jump between the Nokia phone and the iPod Touch, especially the first generation, taas na jump nun. So parang I just took as many videos and pictures that I could back in high school. Then, well, because I'm also into photography then, aside from videography. I actually started with photography first.
Mm-hmm.
So I started documenting my life through photos. Then when I had access to documenting my life through videos, then I switched to documenting my life through videos. And then there's this one YouTuber I started watching in 2015. It's my idol, Casey Neistat. I don't know if you know him,
Uh-huh.
but he's
Okay.
basically like the godfather of vlogging. He changed the way people vlog. And it started mga
Really?
2014, 2015.
Okay. What's it? Sorry,
And
Casey Neistat. How do you
Casey
spell?
Neistat,
How do you
yeah.
spell Neistat? As in nice stat?
Neistat. Yeah.
Okay. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
Filipino?
He's not Filipino. He's American. Eh. He used to
Okay.
vlog like he used to do these daily vlogs in New York. So I got
Ah.
so inspired by that. And then so I started vlogging myself. I bought my own DSLR, bought the fluffy mic, bought the bendy tripod, mga ganun.
Yeah.
Siya yung napauso ng bendy tripod. You know what vloggers use? The Gorilla Pod?
Uh-huh. Is that the one
If
that
you're
parang you
familiar
can
with it.
kinda
Yeah, the one
yung
that
pang
you hold.
selfie talaga?
Yeah, and then with the
Mm,
fluffy mic on top. Siya
yeah.
yung nagpauso ng setup na yun. There was no
Oh,
setup
okay.
like that before he started it. Yeah, he was the one who
Uh-huh.
created it basically,
Yeah.
the vlogging setup.
Did
And
you ever
then
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
that's okay. So yeah, I did that. Then I started documenting all those org activities we did in college. So kahit CADS, diba? Aside from being DNP, I also vlog in the sidelines. So I have some vlogs of us, you guys, back in college.
Yes,
I just
yes.
never knew where to upload it. And
Uh-huh.
then when I got to med school, I was like, yo, this is gonna be a pretty like fun journey to vlog next 5 years of my life. So there's this transition semester before the first semester of med school.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's like a transition semester wherein you um, get to meet your classmates, and then the dean talks to you for the first time. Your professors talk to you for the first time. Then they introduce all the courses, what's in store for you for the next 5 years. Then basically, if you don't like it, bounce ka na lang. Just don't
Yeah.
enroll in first semester. But the transition semester is there to hopefully ease you in. And
Oh, okay.
and so I was like, oh nga, this is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna start vlogging then this first day, sabi ko. Then continuously until I end my fifth year of med school.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing it continuously. I just never had any like place to upload it or time to edit videos. So my original plan was to parang just take as many videos as I can, take as much content as I can. Then after I graduate, after I become a doctor, then that's when
Saka na.
I'll start uploading everything retrospectively. Parang retrospective vlog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was just gathering all these like all this content all this time. And then the pandemic happened. I was like, oh, I have nothing to do now. Might as well start editing the videos and start posting it. So that's what happened.
Yeah,
Basically
so
that's what
it's
happened.
in the pandemic. Because I was about to say, you said that when I have the time. And I know that from my friends who've gone to med school, walang time eh. Like you don't see those friends anymore. You
Nah,
don't
dude, wala
that's
talaga.
that's what I was thinking. How did you have the and so now in the pandemic, diba? do you have the time to do so? Like, do you or is it a challenge sometimes na parang I want to edit this vlog, but syempre your priority is to study and to prioritize med school.
Yeah. At the start, it was really easy because I started vlogging. My first upload was actually literally a year ago, June 18, 2020.
Ooh,
Uh, I was just like, yeah, literally almost a little over a year ago lang. A year and 10 days ago, parang
yeah.
ganun. And that first vlog had nothing to do with med at
Yeah, I
all.
know
It was
your
just like,
early vlogs. No, it was other. It's
yeah,
about your
it
life,
was
nothing
just
about
like
med
a
school.
vlog about me biking and getting a haircut
Yeah,
or something, ganun.
yeah.
Because I wanted to make something big, not necessarily about med, but something general that people could watch just to get my foot in the door, parang ganun.
Okay. So you really want to be a
And
vlogger?
honestly, look, dude, that Casey Neistat dude really wanted,
Yeah.
it really inspired me to vlog it, and I'm kind of considering it.
Okay.
Part of my, what do you call it? Part of my life decisions right now is like, do I pursue like media or do I pursue medicine more? Then I was like, I'll probably pursue medicine more and then pursue media after, because it's parang to me mas madaling i-catch up yung media versus i-catch up yung pag-aaral sa medicine. Like, I can
Yes.
always vlog after I take my further studies.
Yeah.
But to take further studies after I start vlogging, parang ang hirap na yata.
Yeah. Hey, that's a very interesting point, and I've read about this sometimes. So when there are people who want to pursue that passion of theirs, usually in passion, it's not the one that like, I'm sure you're also passionate about what you're studying to be a doctor, but that other passion, the one that's more creative, the one that's not really traditionally set na may mga set ways. Because we hear these stories about people who they risk everything and then they go pursue that one thing. Like in your case, it would be as if na, oh, I left med school, I left everything because I want to pursue vlogging. But I honestly think that the more practical and not just practical, but the more or you have a higher risk of success if you stick to that thing you already have, which is your med school, becoming a doctor, and then you can do that. You can do the vlogging thing naman at the side, and then if it gets even bigger and bigger, parang if ever you'd have to leave that med school or that medicine side of your life, there's already something really huge that's already there waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly. And if it doesn't like work out, at least I have something that I'm also happy doing.
Yeah.
Diba? Yeah.
So, could you tell me though what would be the difference? Like, can you describe the joy and the fulfillment you feel with those two activities? Like the med school one, this is something that I'm sure na Filipino families. Do you have doctors in your family?
We're yeah, more or less a doctor family. Like my mom's side.
Oh,
Uh
okay. Your parents are
Lawyers and
doctors,
doctors. Yeah.
lawyers
My
and
mom, my
doctors.
mom is
Okay, so
my mom's a derma. Yeah.
we already know that ano na it's the prestige, the respect. Like if you're kung doctor yung anak ko, like it's a instant two thumbs up, especially in the Philippine
Yeah, yeah.
generation in this culture we have. But can you describe the difference of fulfillment and joy you feel when you do your work? I mean, in med school, becoming a doctor, and with this vlogging and media thing you have.
Honestly, yeah. I'll answer this question from the perspective of before the pandemic happened.
Okay.
Um, med school is fun, but med school is also tiring. Uh, you know, back in college kasi, 'di ba, we'd have our own schedules. We can create our own schedules for our classes
Yeah.
through like ISIS or something, 'di ba?
Yeah.
And you
Wow, I
can
haven't heard
create,
that in so
yeah,
long.
like MWF lang ako, schedule ko, or TTH lang ako. You put all your classes there, then
Yeah.
you can free up the rest of the week or whatever. But in med school, walang ganun. It's 8 to 5, like 8 hours every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes may half day pa ng Saturday. And our only break time is a 1 hour lunch break from 12 to 1, basically.
That's
So,
banat ulit.
what? 8 hours ka nakaupo, ganun.
Yeah.
It's when you get home, it's not like you can do other stuff because you have
You
to
have to
study
study.
pa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, med really takes up so much of med students' life.
Mm-hmm.
And the fulfillment I get from, being able to like document things or edit things, it just it's like a reliever in a way. Parang
Mm,
it takes
okay.
my mind off the stress of medicine. But the nice thing about our my med school kasi in Ateneo is that they try to really form like well-rounded students. So
Mm-hmm.
yung mga talents ng students, they want to incorporate it in the learning of medicine. So we
Okay.
have these things called integrative activities,
Uh-huh.
wherein maybe every month we have this parang creative presentation on a certain topic, and basically you can sing, you can dance, you can create videos, make
Oh,
creative
okay.
posters, stuff
It's
like
very
that.
Ateneo.
It's very Atenean. It's very
Yeah.
Atenean. Yeah, exactly. So, ayun, pag may mga ganun, tapos yung mga groupmates ko, parang, oh, anong gagawin natin? Video na yan. Groupmate
Uh,
natin si Gio eh. Parang ganun. So, madali na yan. Ganun. So, I find fulfillment in it also because I'm able to express my creative side that way. Then
mm,
fast forward to the pandemic naman, uh, there was really nothing to do at home aside from, study and attend all these Zoom classes and stuff. So, talking to the camera, uploading it, getting my creative juices out, that was really helpful with me
yes.
the past few months, the past year.
Yeah, I totally agree and relate with you. This yours is a vlog, mine's a podcast. I also thought of that. It's a different. Although we're both sharing our lives and our experiences online through YouTube, also it's a very different game, pa rin eh. So I understand you when you say that you need something else to do also, and even if you're kind of just talking to yourself, like
Mm-hmm.
that different activity of talking to yourself on a vlog, on a podcast, it creates like contrast and difference to your day compared to I'm just talking to myself the whole day in my head. Eh. So
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
get that though. When you said though that Ateneo has this thing where they make you, I just want to get your opinion on this. They make you do these creative outputs, but sing, dance, make a video. You can say you're a student who you enjoy this. But do you think that it helps in do you think that it helps in making you, in the goal of becoming good doctors and things, or do you think that it's beneficial, or parang it's like a for fun thing na dinadagdag lang?
Siguro, well, first of all, these integrative activities, as we call it, it's part of the grade. Kahit small
Okay.
lang, parang 5%,
Mm.
10% of the grade. Just like attendance, di ba? It always has to be there. But there's this portion that's allotted to it. And, you know, more than us learning something from it, I think
Mm-hmm.
parang it's our mental, it gives us a break from having to study
Okay.
these things and, just learn everything from the book or just watch these educational videos. At least we are able to, exercise our talents. And I guess that's what the school wants us to do then. More than, the activity is actually helping us become better doctors. It's helping us cope helping us cope in our
Okay.
everyday lives, parang ganun.
Is this a pandemic thing? The integrative activity, is that a pandemic
No,
or
it's
from?
been
Oh,
there
okay.
ever since Ateneo started. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I do agree with that. I think even if it's not like making this video, making this dance, is it going to make me a better doctor? Like it won't directly, but I think that you do need that break. I think that's one of the things I missed from you said in Ateneo High School also, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the
Grade
things I
school.
missed from all the way, all the way.
Yeah.
One of the things I missed, in high school, in high school you can be everything eh. Like in high school I'm sometimes an actor, I'm a poet, diba? You do so many things. Even if I know that I don't want to be an actor in the future. I don't want to be a poet, diba? Or do those things. Parang your exercise of putting your brain in that other situation and being like, okay, for these next few minutes, I'm an actor. I'm in a play, diba? I think that helps whatever main thing you're doing. Like so instead of just puro aral lang ako 100% of the time, aral ka most of the time, 75%, 80%. But the other percentage, parang that's playtime that I think enriches that 80%, the main thing you're doing. Is that what you think?
And it riches your yourself as a person then eh. Because it allows you to, get out there and practice
Yeah.
these things and do these things that you don't usually do. And parang it helps you build up on your on your talents and the things that you don't normally do.
Mhm. I saw in one of your vlogs that you have to make videos and yeah, I think it's this one, this type of activity. Are these things that they just kind of expected you to, did you have to like learn these things on the fly, or because it's med school, and then you have to do these different type of activities that you wouldn't expect someone to do in med school?
Yung mga what creative outputs, these
Yeah, yeah,
things.
you have to edit and make a video. And I mean, now you have to, like, I'm sure the doctors these days are gonna have to learn, how to use technology more. But
Yeah.
then in that sense about creating a video, like, why are you gonna make a doctor create a video? Are these
Yeah,
things you
I
just learn
get
on the
what you
fly?
mean. Well, people kasi tend to think that, med students just know med.
Okay.
But in reality, med students are people too.
Yeah.
So med students have talents, dude. So
Yeah.
and when the Ateneo admin, like the admissions department, interviewed us back when we were in
Ah.
college, but of course they ask you parang more than your grades, what are your extracurricular activities?
Well,
'Di ba? Because
okay.
they don't want to just know you academically. They want to
Okay.
see what you do outside of school. And they want to see how you actually cope with stress, 'di ba? Are you are you athletic? Are you musically inclined? Do you
Uh-huh.
have talents? Do you have like a church group that you
Yeah.
to go to or something? Because like if it's just all studying that you do, is that just gonna be it? Is that what will define you for the rest of your life? So
Amen.
Atenean, so at ASMPH, Ateneo Med School, like they actually um give importance to the extracurricular activities and extracurricular knowledge that the students have. So the more extracurriculars you have, the higher chances of you actually getting into to med school. It's not all about the grades. Although, the grades
I'm pretty sure
have
that's
a
like
part.
probably the most important
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
part.
I mean, of course, they look
Wow.
at that, and among that, they'd rather get
Or
someone
magaling ka mag
who's
3
like
points
smart
eh. Magaling ka
and
mag 3 points so.
talented.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
than
Okay.
just like smart pero wala naman masyadong talent, ganun.
I never
So
knew
I
that.
guess they and parang when they expect us, oh, make this video or do this photo shoot,
Mm-mm.
create a skit or whatever, they trust us as a batch na parang, oh, at least one of them will know how to do it.
Yeah,
And
it's
true enough, there's a handful of us who have these talents.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tapos yung iba na lang yung tagawa ng Google Docs, yung taga-print, yung ibang
Yeah.
members.
Sila yung bahala sa script, sa
Oo,
props,
oo.
mga ganun. Oo.
Wow.
So,
That's
okay
great,
naman,
ah.
oo.
I never, I don't come from a doctor. I have some relatives who are doctors, but in my immediate family, it was never even really like we were never really like pushed to it or parang encouraged to take up med. Like it's a, if you want, adi go lang. Pero you know that it's ano eh. It takes so long. Eh. I did have the
It
when you were a
takes so
kid.
long.
I'm sure that when you're a kid, you have all this like, oh, I want to be a ganyan. I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be a doctor. And then when I found out, oh, you have to study this long, I was like, pass. It's not really
Maybe
my,
not. No, maybe
not really
not.
my
Pass
thing.
on that.
But how about you though? Like
Yeah.
studying. It's no joke. It's no joke. I'm
It's no
out
joke.
here. It's been 3 years since I graduated, and I would say that it's very tough life after college. But I'm not gonna want to be like, oh, do you want to go study again? Maybe
Eh,
specialize in something, but then like the whole studying, routine
Sitting down, opening books,
and
attending
memorizing,
classes
diba?
every single day. Yeah, that's tough.
When did you know you wanted to be a doctor and why?
Oh, that's a tough question. So back in high school, when people would always ask me, or like my mom's friends would ask me, parang, oh, what course do you want to enter in college?
Yeah.
Uh, I'd say be a psych. They're like, oh, is that because it's a pre-med course? I was like, yes, but at the same time, kasi you can do a lot of things with BSI. Because
Uh-huh.
you can use it as a pre-med course. You can use it as a pre-law course. You can use it as a pre-corporate course for HR or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just go into psychology as a field in general.
Yeah.
So whenever they'd ask me, oh, so do you want to be a doctor? I'd always like um, tell them, parang we'll see. But I never really had a definite answer.
Okay.
But when I got to to college, and then I realized, oh, I kind of don't want to go into law school, and maybe psych as a field itself is too specialized for me, and maybe the corporate world isn't for me exactly. And my mom's a doctor, and my family members are doctors, so might as well just go into to
Yeah.
med. Yeah. So there wasn't really this defining moment in my life that made me want to choose medicine. It was really more of like I feel like I just felt that I would fit in there, and
Okay.
I felt like uh, it was something that I envisioned and myself in. Like if I looked at myself in the future, parang I see myself doing this. So I gave it a shot, and then if I didn't like it, I wouldn't like it. But I ended up liking it, so
Mhm.
I stuck around.
Do you know like what? So I'm guessing like this is in med school now. When you entered med school, were you kind of like still feeling it out and still not 100% like sold on this whole journey?
Siguro when I entered med school, I was already set of finishing it.
Okay.
It was more of like siguro fourth year college when I had to take the NMAT, the test that
Mm,
everyone has to take before they
you have
enter
to
med
study for
school.
that too.
They use that score to apply. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh nga, no, do I really want to do this? Yeah, might as well give it a shot. And then I ended up getting a pretty good score.
Uh-huh.
And then I applied to all the med schools that I wanted to. And then luckily I got into all of them. But my priority was Ateneo. I was like, eto na, I got into Ateneo. This is the school that I wanted. I'm gonna finish this.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what happened.
Do you think that you've already you're in your fourth year already, right? You're already in your
Fourth year, yeah.
clerkship. Um, you've been in
Yes.
it 4 years, and then you've experienced med school pre-pandemic and then post-pandemic. I sorry, not pandemic. It's not we're not in the
Like
post-pandemic yet.
pandemic.
Um, do you think that med school is something that if you want to do it, sorry, not just med school, if you want to be a doctor, is it something only for those who are sure that they really want to do it? Because from your story, I would hear two narratives kasi from people who become doctors. It's one like this is my dream. Like I really want to save lives. I want to study this. This is my passion. And the second one, sad, it's what my parents made me do. And yours is sort of it's it doesn't I can't say which one it falls under, but it's I feel like you're still in yeah, the opportunity is here. Let's try it out. But it's not like this is what I was born to do. So do you think like, also
Yeah, yeah,
looking
yeah.
around no, your experiences and also your classmates' experiences, is this something that you need to be like 100% sold on if you wanna pursue this very challenging path?
Um, you have to like it enough to finish it if you want to stick
Uh-huh.
around.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, kasi I know some people who went into med school just to make sure that they could like parang tell themselves na, oh nga no, I experienced this, I actually don't like it, I'm a bounce. Diba?
Oh,
Parang just to
okay.
dip their feet in the water
Yeah.
and just to confirm with themselves na it's not for them.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty expensive
It's expensive,
way to
ano,
do it.
dipping in feet,
Diba?
but
Yeah.
yeah,
But
kung
that's
afford mo
one way to
naman.
make sure na, diba, parang versus living a life of regret na, oh, what if I went into med
Mm-mm.
school? What what would I be right now? Diba? At least they tried it and then they realized they didn't want it and they're 100% sure na parang, okay, this is not for me. Crossing this out of my life.
Yeah.
I'm happy that way. So they bounce. But for the rest of the people, you have to like it enough for you to stick around the next five
Yeah.
years. Because if you don't like it, your life's gonna be really miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. So what percentage are you now on? Like on like how much you really want to do this?
Oh, I'm at the 100%. I'm at
100,
the
100.
100%. I'm finishing this. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
But
question of what I do actually after I like pass the boards and stuff.
uh-huh.
Yun nga yung sinasabi ko sa'yo, parang do I pursue more medicine or do I like vlog or
Ah.
something?
Oh, so are you
Yeah.
still are you you're set with finishing med school, but how about like but practicing medicine is another question.
Yeah, kasi parang in my
Oh.
opinion, it's like this pandemic, a lot of things kasi happened in the sense na I was able to experience a lot of things. Like just like you, like me, we started these YouTube channels, you started
Mhm.
doing these podcasts. I have friends who started small businesses and they realized they liked running businesses. these are
Mm.
med students
Med
and they're
students.
like, oh
Okay.
nga no, what if I just finish med school, get the MD MBA degree,
Yeah.
and then I'll pursue my business and not practice medicine, diba? There's
Wow.
that because of this pandemic, it made people realize na parang, oh, all these things I'm doing outside of med is actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
Ganon. But
That's
then
great.
come to think of it now kasi, I do enjoy vlogging. I do enjoy doing creative stuff um outside of medicine, but it's still a very unsure path for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like there was this time when I was thinking about what should I do? Should I, because there's this thing called residency. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
But residency is basically what you do after med school when you actually specialize. For
Mm-hmm.
example, you want to be a dermatologist or an ophthalmologist, like an eye doctor, diba?
Mm-hmm.
You you have to take residency for that. That's an additional 3 to 5 years, depending on what you want to be.
Is this
Because there's
studying
like a
or like
cardiologist,
is it studying
orthopedic
or
surgery, an
parang
orthopedic surgeon. Yeah, it's studying.
okay, study, okay. And on-hand
You're
experience.
basically working.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically working. You're already in the hospital, but you're like,
But you're studying
I
also.
don't know how to explain rest. Yeah, but you're studying
Is it like
also.
an
You're basically a
internship?
doctor already. You're already seeing patient. It's something like that, but you're basically an employee na talaga.
Okay,
You
yes,
apply
yes,
for
yes.
it, and then they pay you, but you're at the same time you're learning from them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's like specializing ganon. So for me, if I were to specialize, it would be towards the surgical path.
Ooh, that's the
So
sexy one.
general surgery, yeah,
Gotta say.
general surgery or orthopedic surgery. Because
Ooh, okay.
I love working with my hands.
Uh-huh.
I can't just speak to a patient behind the table. Tas
Yeah.
usap-usap lang
You
and then
like the
look at these.
work.
I like the work. Yeah, I like the physicality of
Yeah.
surgery. So if I were to do that, if I were to pursue residency, I would go into that.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, parang if I were to not do it, then I would go into vlogging and see how that turns out. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to mix the two together. I'm trying to mix it
This is
together. So probably I'll specialize and then I'll vlog afterwards. Parang ganun. That's what I
yeah.
was telling you kanina. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, this is great, man. And like I wanted to guest you. I really wanted to get a medical student. And next week, kasi the next episode, it's a seasoned professional. So someone who's been a doctor for a really long time. And I wanted to see like
Nice.
what was the difference, how is it like being a med student in the pandemic. But this actually hits home more for what I try to do with the podcast, which is um offer an avenue for people who in our age, mga mid-20s, diba? We're not really sure of what we want to do. And your story, you aren't sure what you want to do, but are you okay? Are you like at peace with this? Are you does it keep you up at night that you're like, I'm not really 100% sure yet? Like, is this the path I'm really supposed to be on? How do you like make peace with it?
I just take it day by day, But I don't put any pressure in myself naman because I know that, when the time comes, I'll be able to decide what's right for me. So I'm not pressuring myself with studying too hard, but at the same time, I'm not pressuring myself with like creating vlogs every week or something, diba? I'm just taking it day by day. And actually nga, itong vlog thing na to, my last video pa was in March. I
Mhm.
haven't created one since because I was really busy with school in April, May, and June.
Yeah.
Tapos ngayon na lang, I suddenly, freed up my schedule again. So starting to vlog again, but not
Yeah.
quite. But no pressure. No pressure on that.
How are your parents with this? I mean, with this career path you're on right now.
I was joking with my mom. Sabi ko, Mom, quit na ako after med school, I'll just vlog na lang, ah. She was like, yeah, okay, as long as you pass the boards. I was like, oh talaga? Talaga ba?
Okay.
And I was like, okay, yeah, all right.
So
Let's
puede.
consider that.
Okay.
Yeah, pwede. Oo. But I guess what she wants lang for me kasi, like, if I were to, like make the parents proud or something, it's just that I passed the boards. Para lang,
Mm,
maging doctor talaga ako, officially
yeah.
licensed doctor. But whatever happens after that, um they don't mind na whatever happens. Kasi
Wow.
as I don't have the moment I become a licensed doctor, I can basically practice medicine na naman eh.
Mhm.
Uh I can, write these prescriptions and everything. And I'll be able to do that even if I'm vlogging and I'm not
Yeah.
literally practicing in my clinic or whatever.
So
Diba? If
you can
people need to consult with me, I can still, even if I'm vlogging.
yeah.
I don't need to have a clinic for me to do that.
So if you want, you can do that. You can do that at the same time. Like it's not if you're a doctor, because the doctors are always busy. They have this oath. Like what I remember is that they have this oath, and like if you have a call at 2 a.m. like and then there's an emergency, like you have to do it. Like that's your parang that's your thing. But then like
See,
it's a job. Like you can also take a break. You can also do something else at the same time.
yeah, I wanna break the stereotype of
Uh-huh.
what people think what doctors are. Eh. I wanna show people that being a doctor is fun. And that I mean it is serious, but I want to show them that the med life is also pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all just like serious medical what they show in medical dramas na parang it's all about
Yeah.
death and life or death situations. Like
Yeah.
I want to show people how doctors can have fun and are people also and do other stuff aside from medicine. That's
Go
in
ahead.
our
Go ahead.
generation now eh. Parang our generation loves side hustles.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, I don't know if it's just a millennial Gen Z thing, but
Mm-hmm.
like versus other generations who have like this one certain career that they stick to for the rest of their life. Parang us, we want to experience as much things in life as we can. And
Exactly.
if you were yeah, if you were if I were to just be a doctor, I'd be in the hospital 24/7. And I'm not saying it's fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, but I want to do stuff outside the hospital too.
Yeah.
I want to work on my talents too, and have free time for myself. That's why I'm thinking about these things.
That's great. Wow. Okay. Kasi I was gonna say I liken this somewhat to our experience of teachers when we're young. When I was grade school and you see a teacher, but you think of them like they're just teachers. Like you get shocked at oh they have lives pala outside. But then I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
doctors are an even more intense version because you only see a doctor when it's like, di ba, parang life or death. Like if you're really in grave danger, if you're in emergency, doctor. It's not that I'm gonna look for a human. It's not. I'm gonna look for a human who studied who studied medicine, and then is now a doctor. It's like I need to look for a doctor. Like that's it. And doctors also, your
Yeah, yeah.
names. You'd be one of the only jobs that changes your name after. Diba? I'm not host Anton Fast. I don't put any. I don't have any acronyms or anything. Beside my name, but you guys really have
Yeah.
it. So that's why I'm part of that although it's being that stereotype, that mindset, it's being broken now, that if you're a doctor, this is all you do. Like this is the
Yeah, yeah.
lifestyle. This is the I really do agree also that it's a generation thing. Na our parents' generation, it's you find a stable job, you work hard, you're goods. That's all you focus on. But I think ours nga no, and it's seen nga now talaga in the pandemic, people they want to do other things too. Like we want to do other things too. So you see this trend in your batchmates. Like it's not just your personally, that's how you view it.
Oh yeah. Um, well, I mean, of course, you still have these batchmates who are 100% set in becoming doctors only. But then
Mm-hmm.
you also have this other group of people who, want to want to be doctors, but also want to do other stuff aside from just being doctors.
Okay, so we talked about like the whole other side of med. Like you have a life, you have other talents, you get to pursue them also. But I want to zone in on the practice of med and being a med student, especially in this pandemic. Like I I don't know if you've heard the joke. Anong tawag sa mga doctor na gagraduate during the pandemic? Have you heard this joke?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Google Docs.
Google
So
Docs, yeah.
since you're gonna be, I would say you're the first generation of Google Docs, diba? What would you say would be the biggest differences between like this new generation of doctors that a significant amount of their training time, their med school time is spent in this new online setup?
Honestly, I think I don't want to say this, but like we might literally be honestly, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's one thing to study it, to study medicine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's another thing to actually practice it. And this year was supposed to be the year that we actually go to the hospitals and start doing these 24, 36 hour duties,
Mm-hmm.
seeing patients all the time and stuff like that. But because of the pandemic, it didn't happen. So all our learning was just stuck to literal Zoom classes lang every single day, and we didn't even interact with patients. We were just talking to uh our teachers in Zoom class.
Yeah.
So luckily na lang, this second semester, February onwards, we had limited face-to-face classes na.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been seeing patients, albeit in
Mm.
a very, very limited setting, but it's better than nothing. But, you know, I still feel like we have so much to catch up on as med students, and we have one more year, luckily, to do that. But it's there's always this fear inside na parang, oh no, what if I'm not able to learn everything on time? Then I have to take the boards and I have to hope that I pass the boards.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's a scary thought. And
Yeah.
um for I guess this hits my batch most versus the other batches, because at least the upper batch, they had one full year of um
Normal,
face-to-face
ano.
classes, before the pandemic happened. And the batches below us naman, this past 2020, they really had classroom sessions lang.
Yeah.
But for us, who were supposed to my batch was supposed to really start clinical encounters this year. I honestly
Mm-hmm.
feel like we're clueless, dude. We're really clueless in the hospital right now.
Okay.
It might seem like we know what we're doing,
Uh-huh.
but honestly, parang we're just following people around, even if we're wearing scrubs or white coats and people think that we know what we're doing. Deep
Mm-hmm.
inside, we're like, oh no, kinakapa ko lang to. I'm just faking it till I make it. And
Yeah.
that's really the med school students' mantra. Fake it till you make it talaga. Then one day
So,
it'll just click.
so did you get to talk to any like upper batch med students? Kasi I'd imagine that this whole fake it till you make it, kinakapa ko pa, like, I think everybody kind of has to go through that. Eh. It's just that yours is a little more evident. But did you get to talk to them and see na parang, okay, if we did have that one year, like, would things really be so different?
Honestly, pati sila, kasi kasama namin sila sa kasama namin sila sa hospital ngayon. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
kami, tawag sa amin clerk. The fifth year med students, tawag sa kanila interns
Yeah.
already. Then after internship, they graduate. So in a few weeks, the upper batch will graduate na. Um, and the clerks and the interns are always together, because the interns are supposed to be the ones teaching the clerks the way of the hospital.
Okay.
What to ask the patient, where to get these charts, how to print, what floor this department is in, mga ganun. Um, pero pati sila, the funny thing is, even they feel like they don't know what they're doing still. But in our perspective as clerks, and when we look at them as interns, you're like, oh, but you look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a matter of perspective lang.
Mm-hmm.
Parang we feel like we don't know what we're doing, but who knows? Maybe we actually know what we're doing. It's just that we're not that confident in ourselves. But when other people see what we're doing naman, parang, oh, you actually know something. You're just doubting yourself. So it might be
Yeah.
just a self thing. Yeah.
I think that's
But
something
honestly though,
that's
like we always say that we don't know what we're doing.
I think it's normal though. I think it's very very normal. Like imposter syndrome, like people thinking that
Mm-hmm.
people even if they know how to do it, parang there's always room for doubting yourself and worrying
Yeah.
about it. But I think you guys, your batch specifically, has that for anybody who in your batch who has ever doubted themselves if they're worthy or capable of being a doctor. This is the first this time it's, hey, here's a very clear concrete reason as to why I'm not gonna succeed in this thing, this pandemic. I didn't have a year of experience. So um someone kasi listening to this could get scared and be like, wait a minute, shit. So yung mga doctors in the future, wala ba sila? I mean, are they gonna be much worse than the doctors before? I think it's gonna be the same. Like, if anything, you guys are the batch who had to figure shit out way more than the batches around you. Like you had to, you were forced to like learn on the fly and adapt. And I think naman like as doctors, that's something everybody has to learn one way or another.
That's true. Yeah. I guess if anything, just like give us a year or two and we'll be at par with everyone else.
Yeah.
We just need that extra time to warm up to what's going on, and we'll figure it out
Yeah.
eventually.
Besides that though, do you see any, and also like being used to technology and stuff, what would be an advantage of this, of the batch of Google Docs that you think is going to be seen in the future?
Advantage, dude. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see.
I
We'll see,
don't
pa.
know if we have any advantage, cause
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. Sana naman, diba? But with
Mm-mm.
what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking of, kasi right now, it's really the patient experience, the patient encounters that we lacked, and that was really one of the um things that we're looking forward to this year that didn't happen. So parang, oh no, it put us in a mindset na we're already delayed. But who knows? Maybe this this thing actually has some perks. I mean, the school actually um changed its setup in the way na they bought these new simulation equipment, mga model dummies, mga ganon, and
Ooh.
that way they allowed us to practice on like how someone would give birth, and then there's this model dummy na pregnant woman, and then we have to make that model give birth, ganun. So
Huh.
we have access to that, diba? So in a way, siguro that's a plus point na the school innovated that way, and it allowed us to. We're actually like the first batch to use it. So at least may
Mm,
ganun.
okay.
Oo.
You're the guinea pig batch, I'd say.
Yeah, probably. You could say that.
Yeah. I,
Ang daming ginawang experiments sa amin. Like it with
yeah.
all this online learning and the
Yeah.
alternative learning methods.
I think
Starting
that
with us, yeah.
I think it's going to lead to much more efficient and effective um ways of dealing with hospitals, doctors, patients. I'm lucky that I never had to go to a doctor recently, but the closest I have is going to a doctor as a vet. Like I got a dog recently, and when I noticed that parang her belly was big, kind of red, ganon, instead of having to bring her to a vet talaga, we just did an online consultation. Then I just showed her on the camera. I showed the belly, ganon. Um,
Mm,
do you what
like
do
a
you see?
teleconsult, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's more because I as a patient, I really hated how this is just me. I really hated how you can't really schedule on a doctor's appointment, and when you do and then you get there, parang there are chances that you're gonna have to wait for a long time. And every time that you're gonna have to go to a doctor, it's not like a happy it's not a happy experience. Eh. So there are times I've kind of just wait it out and see like shit, sana mawala na yung sakit or whatever, then I don't have to go. Like
Yeah.
do you see this like improving the way hospitals are run and doctors get to do their jobs?
Teleconsult is a huge, milestone when it comes to um giving out care
Mhm.
to patients, because I actually did the research on this recently
Please
for a
share.
paper. Yeah, and parang the emergence of teleconsult, especially at the time of the pandemic, it allowed so many more people to have access to medicine, to access to do doctors. Because, for example, you're in a far-flung province, diba? And the nearest hospital to you is like how many hours away, or like what, a boat ride or something away. But with cellular data and the internet, there are these platforms, there are these apps that you can use that can easily connect you to a doctor. And
Okay na.
talking to a doctor will already help you, diba? Although teleconsult has its limitations, because
Mhm.
the best thing talaga is to see a doctor face to face. But the next best alternative is ito, teleconsult through Zoom, through Viber,
Yeah.
mga FaceTime, mga ganun, or like mga apps.
Why do you think
So
we haven't done this before?
I don't know. It's a
It's
good
such a
question.
it's so easy. It's so
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Diba? I guess kasi for the longest time, people were just set with the norm of having to go to the hospital and
Yeah.
lining up, because parang that was what our culture was, and
Yeah.
people really didn't. People weren't as techy 1 year ago as they are now. Honestly, like no one knew how to use Zoom in
Yeah.
Feb 2020 before the pandemic. And now
Yeah.
everyone knows how to send a Zoom link to each other.
Yeah.
Diba? Whatever social class you're from, everyone knows about Zoom and everyone knows how to use the internet already.
Yeah.
It's like people were forced to learn then kasi. But before
Mm-hmm.
parang, oh, I don't need to learn this now. I'm not gonna learn the internet now. And so people who normally don't have access to internet would just line up instead. And even
Yeah.
doctors, diba? Parang I don't see the need to go into teleconsult because people are lining up in my clinic anyway. So I have I have a market and I can accommodate that market. Why do I have to
Why do I
expand?
need to change? Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
We're finally getting to see the benefits of this freaking pandemic. Like it's never the pandemic is never something I'm gonna wish for. But I remember when it hit when the shit hit the fan like last year March, and I could just imagine like, oh, this is gonna be so hassle. I'm just gonna be home. Like there's gonna be so much bad stuff. But at the same time, people have no choice but to use technology and to look for more efficient ways to do their work without having to go see each other in person. And it's not something that if you have someone who's been a doctor for decades and he has this set way of doing things which works, like why are you gonna try to improve it? Why are you gonna try hindi man improve? Why are you gonna try to change it? But since there's no other choice but to do this teleconsulting thing, for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
I hope 2021 is the year that we start seeing all these changes and benefits. Although there's still, I mean, you're never gonna say that buti na lang nagka-pandemic. The death and the like economy crashing, all those stuff is never going to like
Yeah.
outweigh. But at least, no, do you know, are there any other parang in your field that you see that the pandemic has sort of didn't help, but it the pandemic destroyed shit, so you kind of like it kind of gave you the space to see all these other different opportunities and like benefits on how to improve on the things we're doing.
Um medicine wise.
Yeah, yeah.
Um so teleconsult is one thing, diba? Like I mentioned kanina, it allowed so many more people access to medicine. Um and just siguro the pandemic as a whole, with how people take care of themselves now, the
Yes.
health habits of people, it makes us think about everything that we did before, and we're yuck, we were so gross before, as a
As a
world.
human race, yeah.
Diba? Not everyone would wash their yeah, diba? We were just lucky that like none of us would get infected with anything. But come to think of it, we were so unhygienic before as a human race.
Yeah.
And now everyone is more aware of how to take care of themselves better. They're more aware of what symptoms to watch out for. Diba? They know na how to properly wash their hands. They know na properly what masks to properly wear and how to wear them, stuff like that. So like awareness of one's health in general is something that this pandemic, kind of forced
Yeah.
us to learning.
Yeah. Connected to that, no. It's not just physical health that we have been more like we've given more focus to. I think mental health is another huge thing. Like a lot of I've been doing meditating
Definitely.
every morning. I've been journaling. I've been like finding practices on how to like take care of my
Nice.
mental health more. There's no, although there are studies on it, there are already professionals to do it. It's not nearly as institutionalized as medicine, which is focusing on the physical health of people. So since your field is focused on the physical health of people, like how do you sort of let's start personally. How do you take care of your mental health? Like what you do, um, even if it's something that's been done so many times throughout generations, having a becoming a doctor, I think it's also not probably not really talked about that there are so many mental challenges to it. Like how do you operate on barely any sleep and you're supposed to like make decisions on someone's life, like and the stress of it and the questioning, like it's not the same as it's not the same as like, okay, if I want to go to a corporate job in finance and it's not the thing, there's probably something else I can do in finance or something. But if it's like a dog, like what if it's, yo, actually I hate hospitals, you're gonna have to really change your life. And I just think There are
Yeah, you
so
have to change
many.
your career, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta start from zero. How
That's
do
a
you take?
complete like 180. Yeah.
Yeah, how do you take care of your mental health?
Yeah, first of all, languishing is real. Languishing, diba? That's the term that they use
Yung parang you're in between. You're
this
not really.
pandemic that yeah. Um so it's so I also have to answer everything pre-pandemic and pandemic eh.
Okay.
Because before, how I used to take care of my mental health was you spend time with people who understand what you're going through, aka spend time with fellow med students. And we used to go out almost every week
Really
after an exam. Because we
sarap.
have weekly exams eh.
Uh-huh.
And in Ortigas, ang dami kasing inuman dun.
Inuman, yes, yes.
So, I mean, people call Frankie's basically like the second home of ASMPH kasi after an exam, you'll see so many people in white
Talaga.
uniforms in Frankie's having lunch or
Dude,
staying there until the
Frankie's is the
night
best.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tapos, there's Ruber Bon also in near Frankie's din
In
sa
that
may
same
City
ano.
Golf.
Mm-mm.
Oh, in that same complex. Tapos, basta ang daming inuman doon. There's Draft in Ayala 30th. There's Moonshine and Sapphire
Oh,
Block. So
yeah.
we
You've
really
been
go
around,
around.
man.
And people think that med students are serious people. No, dude,
Yeah.
we study hard, but we have fun
You
also.
need to.
Like
You need to,
we
man.
party hard. Yeah. So that's what I like doing. On free days, you really go out, you go to Tagaytay or something. We really have fun. Um, Sito pa, we have sports teams in ASMPH.
Oh yeah.
So I'm part of the frisbee. I'm part of the frisbee team, and we'd have training sessions every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday after
Oh.
school. Yeah, after school. So
And you
like
have a
if our
dance
school is
team
eight,
also.
we have a dance team,
Yeah, I know that.
AMDG at the
Yeah.
Ateneo Med Dance Group. Yeah. So all these things, there are these things for parang Ateneo has made it such a way that we can all join these things for us to recover our mental health, and then we can
Galing.
relax and take our mind off of school for a bit. So yun. But personally, not attached to the school, I I take pictures a lot. Um, I have a film cam. This is one of them. And then I started film photography back in 2015 pa, before actually film photography got uso again.
I'm
Then
part of the I joined the hype for a while. What the
yeah.
disposable, yung Ateneo trade, disposable
Yeah, yeah,
sa
yeah.
beach.
Mas 700 peso
Oo, oo,
Fujifilm, the
oo. Pero
the green
maganda.
one or so. Yeah.
Maganda.
Maganda yun, maganda
Oo.
rin yun. Oo. But yeah, I would take my film cam with me every day to school, and I'd take pictures of people studying, of friends sleeping, mga ganun, and just preserve the moment. And to me, that's how I was able to keep myself sane. Tapos fast forward to the pandemic, doing this vlog helped me during my free time, taking my mind off of the stress of med school, and then during during the face-to-face classes mismo, when we'd have these long duties and we're just standing up all day, the operating room. Honestly, the only thing we can do na lang talaga is sleep eh. Or just wait for this one weekend when we're free, and then we go to Frankie's.
Yeah. That's ano
Yeah.
this hobbies thing I would look before when you were talking about how Ateneo Med has these, you have the frisbee team, you have the dance team. I used to think that I loved my hobbies just because they're fun. Like if I'm gonna spend my time, I like to do something fun. But then I think it's becoming more clear now that it's so crucial. It's not anymore having fun just for fun's sake. It's like you need to have fun to be okay. Like if you have a main job, you need those other things to sort of refresh your mind and restart. Because as in, to be honest, like I already got my first dose of the vaccine the other weekend. So I was expecting like
Nice.
my mood to be better. I was expecting like, like, hey, things are finally gonna get better. Like I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I don't know why the past weeks have been super difficult pa rin. Like I've just been focusing on the podcast and just Like, I haven't given myself time masyado for those other hobbies because I would think that parang hobbies are just parang you just have it on your free time. It's like an extra thing. But then, also when you're sharing, it's you need to, like, you have to prioritize these two. You don't give them nearly as much time, but then you have to really, you need to do those. You mentioned a while ago that that's sort of how you dealt with it, and kept your mental health okay during the pre-pandemic. But then now, besides the vlog, like, do you have any other, like, what else have you learned in terms of that, taking care of your mental health, um here nga in this pandemic era?
Ooh, honestly, right now with what I'm doing in school, it's really just I just wake up, I go to the hospital, spend my day there. When I get home, I eat and I sleep. It's really this the only thing na lang. So I haven't really had time to find other ways to like cope but to sleep. And to me, it's been working naman because as long as I'm able to sleep and I wake up the next day, okay na ako eh. I mean,
Yeah.
okay na yun. And nothing so far, nothing has happened naman in the hospital na parang that has drained me to an extent na I get burnt out or anything. So I hope that doesn't happen anytime soon,
Yeah.
Ren. But um, if ever it does, though, talking to friends always helps. Um, Spending time with people who understand what you're going through and making kwento to them, it'll always help in getting you through whatever you're going through and um, helping you with your mental health talaga. Kasi like in med school, the only people that understands us is us eh. Kami lang. As much as we want to tell other people what's going on in our lives, it has to be, you have to share to a med student or someone who knows about the medical field to know and understand what you're going through talaga eh. Kasi they're also going through it, right? Um, if you share it to someone who doesn't exactly know it, it's still fulfilling that you're able to tell them, but it might not be as fulfilling as if
Yeah.
you talk to someone who exactly knows what you're going through.
You mentioned the sleep, though, that sleep is what nourishes
Tell me
you.
about
Like,
sleep. Yeah.
yeah, this is how you kind of recharge yourself. But it's a practice for doctors that you are trained to not have. I find that I find the irony here questionable. Like, how come it's supposed to be a normal thing that you don't have much sleep? Like, what's the deal? Okay, please tell me what you know about this. I might be wrong, but what I heard from my favorite podcast, from Joe Rogan's podcast, that the doctor, the one who sort of like started this whole practice of like going 24 hours, like having super long shifts. Like, the first guy who did that, he was a cocaine user. So when you use it daw kasi, like, you become like super focused. You can just keep on going, keep on going. So it would make sense that
Uh-huh.
you don't need to sleep much and you're still like functioning well. But that's because you're using the drug, diba? But the
Okay.
practice remained. Like, it's still a norm to
Right.
not have enough sleep and everything is. What's your opinion on that whole, on this whole practice of the doctors who are going to make the decisions on our life, especially if you're gonna be a surgeon, diba? And then I don't wanna, when right before I'm put to sleep and they say your doctor's ready. He's just taking his first 30-minute nap for the past 24 hours, diba? What's the deal here?
Dude, honestly, I don't get it too. I don't get it. I don't like it. I'm not looking forward to it.
Okay.
Honestly, if it's one thing that this pandemic has saved me from, it's that physical exhaustion of 24 hours, 36-hour shifts. And I
Mm,
really wasn't looking forward to it. Maybe, siguro, if I were to experience it 1 week just to experience it, diba? But after that, okay, okay na ako, ayoko na. But honestly, like, I don't understand why hospitals have to make us work so long. I don't get it.
okay.
Maybe it's part of the culture, eh. But I'll share you with you how a normal shift goes.
Okay.
Um, sige, for a clerk and an intern, non-pandemic, it would have been like this. So there's this thing called the pre-duty and from schedule. So pre-duty, duty, and from duty. Then yung remember those three things.
Mm,
If you're pre-duty, that means you have an 8-hour workday. Okay.
mhm.
So for example, 8 to 5. Ayan, that's your 8-hour workday. Then you go home. Say that's a Monday. So if you're pre-duty and your duty is on a Tuesday, then on Monday you work 8 hours, 8 to 5, then you go home. Duty is when you spend 24 hours in the
Yeah.
hospital,
Bastusan.
right? So Tuesday morning, let's say 7 a.m., you go to the hospital until 7 a.m. of Wednesday, that's your duty. Then from duty naman is your 8 hours after the duty. So
Uh-huh.
that's Wednesday 8 a.m. until Wednesday 5 p.m.
Uh-huh.
So technically, you still stayed in the hospital from Tuesday 7 a.m. until Wednesday 5 p.m. It's just
Yeah.
that there's this formality that makes you call it duty and from duty. Then
Uh-huh.
it repeats again.
When
On
did you
Thursday, you
sleep?
have pre duty, so 8 to 5.
How long's the
Use
where's the break?
Wala, you technically don't sleep, during the duty days and from days. And I don't understand
Okay, sorry.
how it's
What
so
years is
why it's
this?
such.
What year of the doctor journey do you do? Do you have this bizarre schedule?
We should have started it this year, clerkship, and then
But you don't have it.
internship, but we don't have it, and then residency, which is what we were talking about kanina.
Uh-huh.
This
Uh-huh.
yeah, the pre-duty from schedule. You don't have weekends. It just keeps going. Pre-duty from, pre-duty from, pre-duty from. No
Okay.
weekends, and it's miserable.
Wow. And that's just the norm, no?
And I don't understand why it's like that. But the thing with my generation now, yeah, the thing with my generation now though is, you know, we're saying how parang we want to change it. Hopefully, diba? When we become older and we're able to make these policies and stuff like that, we wouldn't want to sustain that type of work
Yeah.
for the doctors. Like, what's the basis for it, ba? Diba? I don't even know what the basis is. Why are they making us work so long without little sleep
Yeah.
and expect us to make these life or death decisions that someone with enough sleep should be making instead of us who don't have sleep, right? And it's so weird also na, 'di ba? Doctors are supposed to be promoting health, but at the same time, it seems like doctors are the unhealthiest people out there because of we don't have sleep, we drink coffee all the time. Well, I don't drink coffee, but like doctors drink caffeine all the time, and then
Yeah.
they're just standing up all the time. It's such an unhealthy work environment, and it's high stress and blah blah blah. But it's so ironic. Doctors are supposed to be the role models of health,
Yeah.
but it's not like that.
I hope this changes. The same way how you guys are the guinea pig batches for the simulations, the teleconsultations, all those things. I hope that there's gonna be. I hope we're alive. We'll be alive to see a change, and that it's you guys are the healthy ones, and then it's like, oh, it's not anymore. Just I'm sick. I want to see a doctor. It's more of I want to be like I want to. You have to be the model. You have to be the model citizens of health if you're if this is the
Diba?
purpose,
Exactly.
diba?
Yeah.
Last thing I want to ask about the being a doctor thing. People want to be a doctor because they it's a prestigious job. It earns a lot. They want to save lives. Like, is there anything you could? What would be like the top things about being a doctor, the whole profession? The ones that what about that profession really entices you?
The fact that I'm able to interact with many people, and the fact that I'm able to help them on a personal level, I like that. And the fact that there's this quote in Thea 131 that we learned before, something about the world's greatest need and what you are
Yeah, the
best
intersection
at,
of
or something like that.
the intersection of the world's greatest
Exactly.
need and like your greatest talent. Yeah, yeah. There are many versions also of that of like
Is your something. I don't know.
your purpose in life.
Yeah,
Ay,
something like
ganon.
that. And to me, that's where I feel I'm able
Mm,
to help the world and at the same time
yeah,
do what I do. Do what I
yeah.
am confident doing.
And you get to somewhat do that also in your vlogging. Like you do get to connect to other people and in one way or another help them, whether it's to entertain them, to inform them about what you're talking about. So yeah, I see.
That's
I see.
true.
It's nice, man. It's nice to. Thanks for I enjoyed learning your. Thanks for sharing your generosity with your story and your honesty. Before we end, I do have a quick game. We're gonna play a quick
Okay.
game.
Game lang.
So it's called. So if Tito Boy has his fast talk, I have FausTalk, and
Okay.
there have been people who have commented on it. Ano ba yan? Ba't may explanation? Like, this is my version. Whoever's watching, this is my version of fast talk. So the same rules. I'm gonna ask a question. You answer the first thing that comes in your head, and then you can explain if you want. Are you ready to play fast
Okay,
talk?
I'm ready. Ooh, okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay, first question. Would you rather have sipon or ubo?
Sipon.
Sipon, no. Parang that's more. It's
Yeah.
more natural. Ubo kasi parang mas mahina
Sipon
yung
kasi
ubo.
right now, if you cough in public now, people think you'll have COVID eh.
Yeah, it's
Diba?
the
But if you have sipon, parang
allergies
okay lang
lang.
eh. It's not as
Oo.
obvious as ubo.
Get.
Yeah.
I think I remember I forgot who said this. This is the only time that if you're in an elevator, it's more embarrassing to sneeze than to fart. Like if if like a loud if you got a loud fart rip, like that's better pa than if you sneeze diba, in public. Do you
Yeah,
think
oh, delikado to, may COVID to.
number two, do you think you were born to be a doctor?
No.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Is it because you're not in the right place or parang it's not something you're born into?
Dude, I feel like I was born to be an F1 driver.
No, man. You know what? Nah, man.
Dude, I'm into cars, dude.
Who's your guy?
Yeah, I'm into
Who's your
racing.
favorite driver?
Ito talaga. Right now, I'm anyone but Hamilton. I mean, Hamilton's good.
Yeah.
He's world champion and
Pero
everything, but I want to
okay
see
na.
something new. So
Dude,
Verstappen,
dude,
Max is winning,
that's
but
my
to me,
guy.
Vettel talaga.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, those two are my favorites.
Classic si Seb eh. Oo.
He's such a nice guy,
When
but more of
I,
like he's my
he's such
idol
a nice guy.
and
Mm-mm.
funny. He's a funny guy. Okay lang, chill lang siya.
Yeah. Gentleman, yeah, ganun.
Yeah. Oh, Max is my
I
guy.
like him
Okay.
that way.
Number three, would you prefer to start early and early or start late and late in anything?
Start early and early.
Start
Easy.
early. Okay.
I'd rather, let's say, waking up. I
Mm-hmm.
wake up 4 in the morning. Not all the time, but when I go to the hospital, I wake up 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So you have to be there by 6. And then I end early. And I end my shift early, then I can do other stuff afterwards.
Yeah, I saw
That's
your
me.
vlog. You have to go early, so it's still the same. Like you have to go early because of parking. So, those challenges are still alive.
Traffic, parking, sometimes the schedule. Oh, ganun.
Yeah. Okay. Next question: virtual or physical consultation?
Hmm. Physical.
Physical. Still better.
Physical. I'd
Okay.
still stick with physical.
Yeah. I'll virtual. If I don't need to go to a hospital, no, wag na ako pumunta. Do you like the smell of hospitals? They have a distinct smell.
I know people who don't like the smell of hospitals.
Uh-huh. In the
Yung
med
Medical
school, eh?
City kasi ang bango eh. Ang bango ng Med
Yeah.
City eh. Yung lobby. When you
Uh-uh.
go there, parang it smells like, the lobby of Shang. Like the hotel Shang. Dude, I don't know. There's this new perfume that Medical City has now. But
Galing.
the hallways of the rooms, I get what you're saying. It's very
Hospital.
sanitized.
Yes.
Yeah. Very, it's clean to the extent that you're scared.
It's
Na parang,
scientific
it's
clean.
too, yeah. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Wait,
But I
do
don't
you like
mind
this
it.
one?
I
You
don't
don't.
mind. It's not like when I walk into the hallway, like,
I'm
hospital.
home.
It's not like that. Diba?
Okay. Gets.
Yeah, I don't
Gets.
mind it. I don't mind it.
Frequent short breaks or rare long breaks?
Frequent short breaks.
Frequent short
Frequent
breaks.
short breaks.
Okay. Okay, here. In terms of in med school, would you want same number of years to become a doctor or do you wish it was less?
I'm assuming that if it was less number of years to become a doctor, then I would have to learn more in that amount of time. So
Mhm.
I'm actually okay with it being 5 years.
You don't think that it's something that should have been started earlier instead of not just the number of years, like okay, sige, if the number of years have to stay the same, like is it something that we could have started sana like by third year college pa lang or something?
Oh, dude, honestly, yeah, if you put it that way, then I would have preferred that we started med school. Like, you
Earlier.
don't have to go through. college to go through med school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have preferred it na parang I don't know kasi there's not a lot of stuff naman kasi people might kill me for this but like college kasi parang di ba parang
Oh
college
yeah.
is
Oh dude.
college but
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
to go to yeah
If I knew what I
right
wanted to
like
do,
honestly there were these you wouldn't have you wouldn't have probably gone to college right
yeah, it was for
I
the
don't know
experience.
that's just me but there were
Yeah.
some things pa nga in yeah it's for the experience and meeting new friends and stuff and I like that yeah there were some stuff in college na supposedly prerequisites for med school but I don't know I just didn't feel like they were prerequisites
Yeah. And do
there
you
was
learn
like
stuff again?
yeah you basically learn everything again eh. Like basically kunyari organic chemistry very very specific
Oh,
type
I
of
heard this
chemistry
shit.
that we
Orgem.
had yeah orgem we had to learn that in college people were failing their classes when you get to med school they don't even talk about organic chemistry at all maybe like this 1 week when they do but after that never again they never touch on
What?
it ever again yeah that's like parang what
Wow. I'm so disappointed for my friends. I never had to touch any chem book or even a girl. I just hear that, oh, ano, talaga ba? I have orgem eh. It's
orgem
always
yeah
the
dude orgem
orgem. Tapos, gaga, di mo ba kailangan? That sucks.
yeah,
That's
I
pretty
was
hassle.
so underwhelmed. But we only
Mm,
learned it for 1 week and the first month of school in first year med. And after that, we never had to touch up on it ever again.
wow. Okay, well,
That's
that's
just
for
me.
shame.
Parang maybe naman there are concepts that get inserted pa rin every now and then or something, but and I
Mhm.
just don't see it. But like OrgChem as OrgChem, we never learned it extensively
Yes.
anymore and we never really had to use it in med school
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Last two.
if I could have taken med school earlier, I would have done that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Game.
Makes a lot of sense. But I do like the college experience. Like it. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm still figuring out what I want to do, but I'm okay with like 4 years. Yeah. Sige, throw me some random Sci 10. Sige, as long as I stay in college. Last two
Sorry, then.
questions. Okay,
Yeah.
but then just okay. Not
Game.
because I brought it up. Sci 10 is still the most useless subject for me. The most useless subject I have experienced. It is so useless that I remember Sci-10. Like you can ask me about other. I don't even know what my Theo classes were called or like what I learned much in NLIT. But then I just know that Sci-10. When every time I was there, I was like, "This is a useless class." That's every time I was there. My goodness. Okay. Hello. Are
Yeah, I don't think you're the only one. Yeah, I don't think you're the only one who says that. I think that's what everyone feels about that class.
yeah. Okay. Last two. This one.
Game.
You can take your time. When do you stop trying?
When do I stop trying? It's a good question.
Take your time, man.
I can interpret it any way I want, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When do I stop
And
trying?
here in the FausTalk, you can explain.
When do I stop trying? Ooh, I uh, I don't know. I don't know when I'll stop
Okay.
trying.
Okay. Okay. That's okay.
If I really want it, I'll keep going, dude. Yeah. If I
Mm-hmm.
really want it, I'll keep going. And
Yeah.
it if there's something I want, like stopping wouldn't be an option. I'm gonna
Gets.
keep trying until I get it, whatever that thing is.
Gets.
But if
Okay.
it's for something I don't want, the
Easier.
moment it
Easier to
becomes
stop.
not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gets. All right. This last one. So you are now in your fourth year of med school, right? Fourth year. Your
Mm.
clerkship. What would be your message to Gio in 5 years?
Ooh.
2026. 2026 version of Gio.
So if I were to tell myself something,
Mm-hmm.
if I were to tell 2026 G or something,
Yeah. Wait, so are you 25 years old now?
I'm 26 now.
26. Okay, so
26? Am I
31,
26?
30, 31-year-old Gio. What'd you tell him?
Uh, I hope you're still vlogging. I hope you're still documenting life as what you promised yourself 5 years ago. Uh, I hope you're still keeping that YouTube channel up. And hopefully by this time, 5 years, ibig sabihin ng more or less tapos na ako sa residency
Yeah.
by then. So I'll be a surgeon na by then if all things go well, no? So hopefully whatever residency program you ended up in, you were able to finish it, complete it with flying colors, and you are happy with where you are right now. That
Yon.
is what I would tell the 2026 Gio.
That's a beautiful message. I will make sure to tell 2026. I'll tell you in 2026. I'll make sure this to show you that this clip, and hopefully nga no, hopefully then both of us are in more clear situations in terms of career, what is it we want to do, diba? All those things. Anyway, lastly, well, first thanks again for your time, and sorry for the Wi-Fi hassles and everything, but I learned so much, as in stereotypes have been broken. I've learned a lot about the
Solid,
what it is
solid.
to be a med student. But last thing is you do have a vlog. So if people want to check out your stuff, where can they do so?
Okay, so my vlog is my YouTube channel is basically my name. So Gio Ilagan. Just search that, and I think there's only one Gio Ilagan who has around 11,000
For
followers at the
now,
moment.
for now.
Yeah, for now. The other Gio Ilagan is like 30. That's not me. So don't follow that. Follow the one with 11,000.
That's right. That's right. That's how you differentiate. All
Yeah.
right, dude.
So that's me. Yeah.
Okay, dude, thanks so much, man, and all the best on your in this trying time. I mean, although now right now I'd say parang okay, parang things are kind of people are getting vaccinated and stuff. I think your batch still has a lot more challenges to go through. You guys have a lot more figuring out to do so, but I have utmost faith. Even if you don't think that you guys know what you're doing, I think you're gonna figure it out. I think we all will. We'll figure it out. One
Thank
day.
you, sir. Thank you for those words.
Alright, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for guesting.
I
I
enjoyed.
appreciate it.
I enjoyed this talk. Thank you for inviting me.